Hello and welcome to the Frida Kahlo exhibition at Tate Modern. And it's called Frida Kahlo, The Making of an Icon. Now Frida Kahlo was born in Mexico in 1907 and she died in 1954. So that's a short life, just 47 years. And in that time, she was hardly known outside Mexico. But all that changed after she died. And when I say changed, I mean really changed. So this is the last room of the show, and as you can see, it's full of Frida Kahlo merchandise. So you've got posters, you've got drink, you've got perfume, you've got shoes and bags and nappies. You've got musical instruments, you've got mirrors, and then right at the very end, look, you've even got dolls. Because today, Frida Kahlo is one of the most influential and celebrated cultural icons in the world. And the whole point of this exhibition is to show us how it happened. So this is the first room again, and it's filled with some of her earliest art. And in particular, it focuses on an event that happened when she was just 18 years old. And that was a tragic tram accident in Mexico City. There's this drawing she did of it. She got hit by a tram and it broke her back and completely ruined her legs. And it meant that for a long time in her life, she was crippled, couldn't move properly. And it left her the time to think about herself a lot, to consider what she was, to consider where she was. And the introspection that resulted from this terrible accident pointed her in the direction that she followed in her art. It's both sad, but also very powerful. So because this show is about the making of Frida Kahlo, the making of an icon, it doesn't just contain her work. Indeed, some people come along and think they could have done with a bit more of her art. But what we do get instead is lots of other stuff. So we get work by her contemporaries, artists who are around at the same time. We get some of the costumes from her own private collection, the dresses that she kept and wore as she created this wonderful image of Frida Kahlo, the exotic surrealist painter. But also, we get so close to her that we even get her jewellery, the things that she wore in her photos and her pictures. Because one of the important points this show makes is that Frida Kahlo was incredibly photogenic. I mean, she looked great in pictures, so everybody wanted to take photographs of her, and there are a lot of them. And it's one of the key reasons, I think, why Frida Kahlo became Frida Kahlo. So this is the center of the exhibition, and it's filled with examples of Surrealism by Kahlo and by the artists in her circle. But it's also got, I think, her best pictures. So of course, this famous self-portrait, which has got a cat on one shoulder and a monkey on the other. And in lots of these pictures, these self-portraits by Frida, what she's doing is, I think, she's claiming a Mexican ancestry for herself. She's telling everybody that this is her past. She comes from Mexico, from the land of animals, from the land of vegetation, from the land of greenery, from the land of beautiful colours. And it's important to her that we know this. And this was to strike a chord in a lot of other artists who came after, because everybody who wasn't quite sure where they came from responded to Frida Kahlo. And then we get to here, the pink room, the room where the whole exhibition changes basically from being an exhibition about Frida Kahlo to being an exhibition about everybody else who followed her. So, she died in 1954. This is 1978, a couple of decades later, and she's gone from being somebody nobody knew to being somebody they built altars for. And then finally, we get to the last room again with the Frida Kahlo Superman t-shirts and the bottles of tequila. And something I really wanted to show you, it sums everything up, I think, and it's that. And that's a Frida Kahlo Barbie doll. So it was brought out in 2018 on International Women's Day, supposedly as a celebration of her feminine impact. But as you can see, she's a lot paler than the real Frida. She hasn't got that monobrow that is so distinctive in all the portraits. And lots of people complained about it because the Frida Kahlo they had in their minds was nothing like the Frida Kahlo that Barbie wanted us to see.